Hello there, welcome to the news. I'm Shivanee Thapa Basnyat. First, the headlines. Nepal Television enters 40th years of inception from today, aims for much wider coverage through digital platforms. Prime Minister Dahal holds discussions with Nepali Army to revive Hitorat textile factory. Nepal Army proposes 1.93 billion investment. UML chair blames power-centric approach of the parties within the ruling coalition for the adversities, raises concern over the current state of affairs. Former Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan handed down second jail sentence within 2 days, sentenced to 14 years of prison. And Sagar Bhandari shines in Nepal's 5-wicket loss to Bangladesh in the ICC Under-19 World Cup Super 6 match to face India in the last match on Friday. Nepal Television, the nation's eldest television channel, has completed its 39th year of establishment and enters into 40th year from today. Marking the occasion, a special program was organized at the premises of Nepal Television in Singhadarbar today morning. Addressing the anniversary celebration program, Prime Minister Pushpokamal Dahal said merger of Nepal Television and Radio Nepal to bring under the ambit of public broadcaster is the need of the time. The Prime Minister said the government is making preparations to introduce the Public Service Broadcasting Bill in the Parliament, which will see some policy changes to media regulation. The Prime Minister further said the policy reforms is mainly to regulate, not control the media sector.
समानताको मर्मलाई आत्मसात गर्दै उत्पादन तथा
On the occasion, Minister for Communications and Information Technology Rekha Sharma said the incumbent government is committed to making journalism sector more advanced, professional and prosperous, protecting the press freedom. Minister Sharma mentioned that Nepal Television and Radio Nepal would be merged and developed as more independent, autonomous and people-oriented public service broadcaster. Secretary at the Ministry of the Communication and Information Technology, Ramkrishna Subedi, urged the television to play a role in reducing the negative impact that misinformation and disinformation can have on society. Executive Chairman Samir Jung Shah, General Manager Fulman Bal, among other speakers, shared the commitment to uphold efforts for time-relevant and consistent development of the television. Speaking on the occasion, Chairman of Nepal Television Employees Union Gopal Dahal, Chairman of Nepal Television Workers Union Bhojraj Vishwakarma, President of FNJ NTV Chapter Deepak Jung Hamal voiced for amendment of the institution's regulation to foster overall prosperity. Employees providing uninterrupted service for a long time in NTV were awarded with the Long Service Medal on the occasion. Nepal Television was established on January 30th, 1985 and is the first television in the country. Nepal Television started broadcasting regularly since 29 December of the year 1985. In the 39 years of broadcasting, the state television has widened its horizon as the #1 broadcaster in the country through its 5 existing channels. Initially established as a project, Nepal Television successfully conducted its test transmission on 13th of August 1985. It began broadcasting regularly through terrestrial transmission from the same year on 29th of December. After 16 years of broadcast through terrestrial means, it started airing through satellite from 2001. In its initial years of inception, Nepal Television aired news bulletin and few programs for few hours a day. Now, as NTV enters the 40th year of inception, it has strengthened itself with 5 channels, namely NTV, NTV Plus, NTV News, NTV Kohalpur and NTV Etahari. Various youth-focused programs, sports, education, entertainment and news and information from all 7 provinces of Nepal are presented to its viewers 24 hours all 7 days a week. Nepal Television also has an online news portal, www.nepaltvonline.com, to deliver prompt and latest news to its viewers. Likewise, news and other content services of Nepal Television can be accessed from its web and social networking handles. NTV's web news portal, YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter handles are updated with latest information and content to satiate the information need of the people. NTV also has a separate app that can be reached for news and contents from mobile devices. Ever since its inception, Nepal Television has embraced ethnic, religious, cultural, linguistic and geographical diversity. Being a witness of different political, social and economic changes of the country, it has also transformed its news and program contents over the time. Prime Minister Pushpakamal Dahal has underlined the need to exert all possible efforts to attract students going abroad for education and employment in the home country. In his address to the 12th General Assembly of Agriculture and Forest University, AFU, Prime Minister Dahal stressed the need to introduce measures for creating employment opportunities and attracting students in the country. The Prime Minister underlined the need to run constructive campaign to sustainably operate teaching and research, maintaining higher quality. The Agricultural Forest University was established in Nepal in 2067 Bikram Sambat, realizing the need of technical university for education and research in the areas of agriculture, livestock, veterinary, fishery and forestry. A short break before we look any further. Welcome back to the news. CPNUML Chairman KP Sharma Oli has asserted that the nation is facing challenging times due to the power-centric approach of the parties within the ruling coalition. Addressing attendees at the inauguration ceremony of the administrative building at Pachpokhari, Thangpal Rural Municipality in Sindhupalchok, Leader Oli expressed his concerns over the current critical state of the country, placing responsibility on the government. Leader Oli highlighted that 8 political parties are attempting to negatively influence the UML and obstruct the opposition party's constructive activities. Chairman of Janata Samajwadi Party Upendra Yadav has held responsible the state's discriminatory behavior towards Madhes and the progress of Madhesi communities for the fate of deteriorating productivity. The Samajwadi Party leader was addressing a program at Janakpur Dham today. Leader Yadav said progress and prosperity of the country is not possible without the overall development of the Madhes. The Special Court has allowed the suspended Managing Director of Nepal Telecom, Sunil Paudel, and the suspended Executive Director of Security Printing Centre, Bikal Paudel, to be detained for a second term for 7 days. The 7-day detention permission obtained from the court a week ago was expiring today. Therefore, for a second time, the Commission for the Investigation of Abuse of Authority, CIAA, approached the Special Court for extending the deadline. Last week, the bench of Special Court Chairman and Judge Tek Narayan Kumar, Judges Tej Narayan Singh Rai, Murari Babu Shrestha had allowed the Paudel duo to be detained for investigation. The Paudel duo insisted that they should not be detained and claimed that they could not be arrested and that extending their judicial custody was against the law. The Nepal Army, I come back to this again, we move further in the national front, and the 2 Bhutanese nationals were killed today when a jeep they were traveling in met with an accident at Doring Cliff of Helambu Rural Municipality 1 in Sindhupalchok district. 5 people have sustained injuries in the mishap involving the jeep, according to the police. Police identified the deceased as 33-year-old Abke and 71-year-old Wangmu. They died on the spot. 4 among the injured are Bhutanese and 1 is a Nepali national. The injured have been airlifted to Kathmandu for treatment, as informed by the police. A short break is lined up here. We will come back with the international updates on the other side. Do stay tuned. On this side, we look into the international headliners. Imran Khan and his wife Bushra Bibi have been jailed for 14 years, the second sentence handed to Pakistan's former Prime Minister in 2 days. The two sentences come just a week before the South Asian country is due to hold an election in which he is barred from standing. Khan, who was ousted as Prime Minister by his opponents in the year 2022, is already serving a 3-year jail term for corruption. He has said the numerous cases against him are politically motivated. Today's court case revolved around accusations over state gifts that he and his wife received while in office, while Tuesday's case, for which he was sentenced to 10 years for leaking classified state documents. It is thought the two sentences will run concurrently, although that has not been confirmed. The court has also ordered the couple to pay a fine of about 1.5 billion rupees. Khan's Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf PTI party also said the sentencing further bans their leader from future political work. He will be disqualified for 10 years from holding public office. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu repeated his vow not to pull troops out of Gaza until total victory, a reminder of the huge gap in the public stances of the warring sides over what would take to halt combat even temporarily. Hamas said on Tuesday it had received and was studying a new proposal for a ceasefire and release of hostages in Gaza, presented by mediators after talks with Israel in what appeared to be the most serious peace initiative for months. Meanwhile, Russia and Ukraine say they have exchanged captured soldiers, the first such swap since the crash of a Russian plane that Moscow claimed had 65 prisoners of war on board. Russia's military says each side got 195 soldiers back today. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky says 207 Ukrainian soldiers and civilians were returned. Russian President Vladimir Putin today claimed that an examination had established that the military transport plane was down by an American Patriot system in the western Belgorod region. The Russian military earlier claimed that the 65 Ukrainian soldiers had been on the plane heading to the area for a prisoner exchange. A quick look now into the news still ahead in the bulletin. First up, the business news. The Nepal Oil Corporation NOC has increased the price of petroleum products. The new market price of petrol, diesel and LP gas or cooking gas will come into effect from 1 a.m. tomorrow. Accordingly, the price of petrol has been increased by 4 rupees, diesel kerosene by 2 rupees and LP gas by 15 rupees. The price has been revised as per the new rate received from Indian Oil Corporation today, says the NOC. Petrol will now cost 170 rupees per litre and diesel kerosene fetches 158 rupees per litre in Kathmandu, while LPG will cost 1,910 rupees per cylinder. The Nepal Army has proposed to resume operations of the Hetauda textile industry lying idle for 9 years with an investment of 1.93 billion rupees. According to Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal's secretariat, the Prime Minister discussed with the Nepali Army officials and other stakeholders about reviving the public industries lying neglected and deserted since long. The policy and program of the current fiscal year had mentioned the revival of industries that were shut down. Accordingly, the Prime Minister has initiated discussions on the matter. Established in mid-1975, the government had brought the Hetauda textile industry into operation with economic and technical assistance from the Chinese government. The industry had been completely shut down since 2000 after racking up huge losses and subsequently liquidated in 2013. The study on the feasibility of resuming industrial operations had been assigned to the Nepali Army by the government. Switching to sports now. Nepal lost to Bangladesh by 5 wickets in the match held in the Super 6 of the ICC Under-19 World Cup Cricket Tournament. In the match held earlier today at Bloemfontein of South Africa, Bangladesh attained the victory target by 170 runs set by Nepal in 25.2 overs with 5 wickets in hand. Jisan Alam and Ariful Islam scored 55 and 59 runs respectively to take their team beyond the Nepali total. Opener Ashikur Rahman and Chaudhar Mohammad Rizwan were other notable contributors with the bat. All 5 wickets were taken by Nepali bowler Subhash Bhandari, who gave 44 runs in 8 overs. He bowled in the match. 6 other bowlers used by Nepal went wicketless. Earlier, Nepal scored 169 runs in 49.5 overs after deciding to bat first after winning the toss in the match held at Bloemfontein of South Africa. Nepal put up a pass score with only debutant Bishal Bikram Kesi in the scoring ward with the highest 48 runs. Nepal was all out in 49.5 overs. Similarly, Captain Dev Khanal scored 35, Subhash Bhandari 18 and Arjun Kumar 14. Nepal will now face India in the match to be played in February 2nd. In the Prime Minister's Cup one-day cricket, Nepal Police Club has clinched a commanding 103-run victory against Lumbini province. The match took place at Mulpani Cricket Ground, where the police, batting first, set a target of 246 runs after losing all wickets in the designated 38 overs. Due to weather conditions, the match was reduced to 38 overs per side. Arif Sheikh of police contributed significantly with 76 runs. Lumbini, chasing the target of 246, managed to score only 142 in 36.3 overs before being bowled out. This win marks Police Club's 8th consecutive victory in the ongoing Prime Minister's Cup, securing a place in the final earlier in the competition. Switching to football, Three Star Club has entered the finals of the Aharara Gold Cup football tournament with a narrow 1-0 victory over Daulakhel Youth Club. In the first semi-finals of the tournament held today at Pokhara Stadium, Dipesh Khale scored the only goal of the match in the 78th minute to take his team to the final. In the final, the 5 times winner of the tournament will meet the winner of the second semi-final match to be held on Thursday between Tribhuvan Army Club and Church Boys United Club. The final match of the tournament will be held on 3rd of February. The Ministry of Youth and Sports honoured 9 sportspersons with annual sports honour and 9 journalists with Sports Journalism Awards today. Among those honoured with Best Sportspersons Award were Kabaddi player Menuka Kumari Rajbansi, Nobita Shrestha, Subhashri Shrestha and Shivasundar Gote of table tennis, Palesh Govardhan of para taekwondo, Erika Gurung of karate. Likewise, Kabaddi coach Parvati Gurung, table tennis referee Tejendra Singh Mahra and sports physiotherapist Avishkar Pudasaini were also honoured. Each received a purse of 100,000 rupees each. 7 sports journalists from each province, 1 woman sports journalist, were honoured with the annual Sports Journalist Award, while Govinda Regmi received the Sports Journalism honour. Minister for Youth and Sports Dig Bahadur Limbu handed over the award to the winners amid a program held at the ministry today. In the regular weather update, the Met Division says the weather in the next 24 hours is likely to be generally cloudy in Gandaki, Lumbini, Karnali and Sudur Paschim provinces, along with partial cloud cover to persist across the country. It further says light rain is likely to occur at a few places of Gandaki, Lumbini, Karnali and Sudur Paschim province and at 1 or 2 places of the hilly regions of the rest of the country. There are chances of light to moderate snowfall at some places of the high hilly and mountainous region of Gandaki, Karnali and Sudur Paschim provinces and at a few places of the high hilly and mountainous regions of the rest of the provinces, says the division. Here are the rest of the details. And to wind up, here are the headlines. Nepal Television enters 40th years of inception from today, aims for much wider coverage through digital platforms. Prime Minister Dahal holds discussions with Nepali Army to revive Hetauda textile factory. The Army proposes 1.93 billion investment. UML chair blames power-centric approach of the parties within the ruling coalition for the adversities, raises concern over the current state of affairs. Former Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan handed down second jail sentence within 2 days, sentenced to 14 years of prison. And Sagar Bhandari shines in Nepal's 5-wicket loss to Bangladesh in the ICC Under-19 World Cup Super 6 match to face India in the last match on Friday. And that's it from this edition. Until next time, goodbye and namaste.